All right. So my friend suggested that I watch The Midnight Gospel, which is a TV show. It is animated. It is made by a comedian guy who actually seems kind of funny and intelligent. I watched a Seth Rogen thing with him, an interview, a podcast. And I watched the first one, and I realized it confused me. I think I was probably drunk. And I think it's a confusing show. I think both those occurred. Then I was watching the second one, and this is some days later, and I was really tired. And, I feel whenever someone suggests something to me, it reminds me of school. Even though the person that suggested it is awesome, and I have great respect for him. Oh, I should be asleep. Oh, I took a sleeping pill. That's right. That's great. Fuck, I'll be able to sleep. That's great. So I have great respect for this guy, and so I sort of feel like, even though he doesn't mean it, he's just suggesting something, but I sort of feel like, oh, I should watch that then. He has suggested it, and he's my friend who is awesome. And then I saw it, and it was like animated, and I didn't like that. But then I watched the first one, and I realized that they were hypnotizing me. The show was hypnotizing me with the visuals, and then they were having an actual conversation behind it. And I thought that was really weird and interesting. And they were subliminally inserting their podcast into my mind by having my visual things busy. It seemed like a great propaganda method to me. I think I should use it for that. That'd be awesome. Although I'm going to make animated stuff, and I like animated stuff. But it was really kind of a hypnotically strange, almost like, not quite like neuro-linguistic programming, but a manipulative tactic to, it was weird because I would go in and out of consciousness of understanding the podcast I was hearing, because it turns out that the show is based on a podcast. So a bunch of the conversations that occur when this character, I'm going to spoil it for you, turn it off if you want. Spoiler alert, in case that wasn't clear enough for some of you. And so, if you start to watch it, there is plot dialogue. And then they switch into audio that is taken from a podcast. And you don't totally notice it. And I don't know if, I'm really interested in the process they make this with. Like, do they go back and then record the plot stuff? I mean, the way the script is done, it's got to be like plot stuff and things related to the actual animation. And then they choose spots and dialogues between certain characters, because this dude goes to this other worlds or something and then talks to somebody. And so they insert the actual podcast into the animated thing. And you do see, I thought I saw people's faces at the beginning. I've only watched a couple of these, and then I didn't on one of them, but I don't even know if they're going to show me the faces anymore. I like to see the faces. Maybe they show them at the end. I'm clearly not an expert on the show. That's the show on my computer.
Perfect. I'll get some ice cream for hoops and talk to a fish. Send me in.
As you wish. I stayed up all night making these new avatars.
Yeah, I know.
Corners, Chippy, Little Prim Ted, Parspeedo Walk.
I want to be a little egg monkey.
Avatar selected.
It's a weird show.
Glorious Phoenix of eternal light. Merging with simulator in 3, 2.
Well, I'm going to try it again. I do not believe this is a simple show. I believe this is a show that breaks genres, that will probably inspire other similar shows. I mean, I'm even thinking about the things that I say and how that could potentially be incorporated into an odd format like this. Because I have a lot of, audio, text things that are available. And the audio, I guess, is what matters. It's not the text, in this case. And it's gorgeously done. It's not the fanciest, like, CGI type animation, but it's a really comfortable level of complexity of animation. It looks like kind of like something you would do with colored pencils. Although I can pretty much guarantee this is done with a computer. But it feels very not over sophisticated and annoying, but just like a really pleasant mix of and it's not like a crude cartoon. It's maybe more in the direction of crude cartoon. I kind of like that, and they don't have to follow laws of physics or anything, or it's artistic, I guess. The animation is artistic, and surprising and funny. So the animation, even though I've talked about the podcast thing, the animation in and of itself is radically different than anything else I've ever seen. And so, and kind of pleasant, it's not like too much of anything. So, that's my review so far on
Any ice cream on this big fun boat?
the Midnight Gospel.
If not, could I
You can hear him in the background there.
for
See
my
that?
space cast? Goes into space.
Of course, if I spend the whole time recording things and not watching it, then for the third episode now, I will have not really understood what the plot's about. And that's been a problem. There it is.
Okay.
Damon somebody makes it.
We're going in here now. Great.
Anyway, that's my first thoughts about that.